Comrades and dear friends, welcome back to our little republic, welcome back to Tecnovakia. And as you can see, the sun is setting on our little republic, and that has a reason that I'm about to show you. And I'm curious about your opinion on if I handle stuff that way. So that's the first time I think I did it to that extension, but without further ado, let's actually show what crime I did. So the party secretary has not been very satisfied with the way our build went here with the new rail construction office. So I snuck out of bed at night and redid this a little. I kept the original idea, which made this here a little larger than I thought it would be. But then again, it's not a problem because we have ample space that we're not likely to use. So I redid all this, spent a bit of money and let time run a couple days. Also installed the signaling, and basically the idea is we'll just split up the rail and the aggregate unloading a little and just give it a little distance here, so then we can put it in the same side and we don't need these overpasses. And we can have everything nice and straight lined up, because I really didn't like that one track coming in from this side, the other track coming in from this side, and then we'll have this signaling mess in the middle here. I'm not sure if we might actually compact this a little bit, like go out here a little earlier, because I think don't need the space here, but I don't know what the future will hold, like if we get longer track builders, so that might be necessary, and again, we have the space. My question is, do you mind if I do these things off camera? Because we basically fixed this already, like we basically installed a system that would work. It's just a little ugly, and the redoing and placement and all, it's tedious, I think, to watch. So I did it off camera, but you let me know. Okay, I thought this road is disconnected because there's a tree in the way. Anyway, you let me know, and I'll handle these situations in the future differently or the same way. I think it's cool, but yeah, that is a number one. So this all can get built. We're in no real rush to do it though. I'll just let the construction office handle it, and we'll see what will happen, and we'll finish the rest because we have so many so many construction sites that we don't need to rush to create more. That is the one thing. The second thing, and that's probably some of you already cried tears of frustration. I upped the unload storage percentage here. That was the problem why these trucks were not leaving. Same situation here. I put this to 30%. So obviously they're not going to unload once we are at 30%. And that's why all these fields have a lot of grain. That's the good news in a sense, so we'll fill these storage units here to the absolute brim. The bad news is we're overproducing a lot of crops. A lot. It's really weird to me that we had one farm and that we had to buy a huge amount. And now we just built a second farm and we're just swimming in it. Completely, absolutely swimming in it. So yeah, we're gonna actually empty this storage. That shouldn't do much, and we really have too many crops. All right, so that's that kind of sort of fixed. Now for the big thing, this episode, we are gonna, and actually not gonna want to watch the whole night. We are going to enable seasons now. Now that is a big thing, because all our citizens will now need heating, and for that we'll need to build heating pipes and of course heating plants first, and we'll need to build pipes. We'll need to bring the heat to the houses pretty much, and it's a little bit of a thing we need to do. A lot of building, a lot of planning, and so I want to start this in March, where we're actually still where the temperatures are still okay, they're still tolerable. I mean, it's not going to be pleasant sitting at home at 14 degrees, that's not for everybody, but they're going to be okay, they're going to survive, and we have time. I did, I don't know, this is the episode that I prepared for the longest by far. That's why I was already in the flow and redid this, this whole construction here. So I've pre-planned how we're gonna bring the heat to the citizens, and that doesn't sound like what we're actually about to do. And I wrecked I don't know why I was so fixated on building the coal heating plant over here. I did that, and it was a real stupid idea, but I'm recording these episodes daily currently, because I don't have time to pre-record, so I didn't, if anybody commented on it, sorry. Last time I thought that is so smart that we're going to bring it here and we double use these conveyors. It's pretty stupid. We have a perfectly fine location here that has a lot of space and no rail to cross, just one rail to cross, correction. And that's it, with a huge storage tank here of coal. And we just connect it there and easy peasy. And it doesn't only solve that problem, that we don't have to go through this mess here with more wiring and pipes. It also solves the problem that this fire station here doesn't need heat. And it will get that directly from the coal plant, or from the heating plant. So yeah, that's the most elegant solution, and that's where we're gonna start. Over in Messina, we're gonna go with wood-fired heat plant, just because we're really close to the wood. And thematically, I mean, this here's our wood production, and there's a lot of forest here. It's a small town, and pellets are a viable source of energy. So I thought that might be cool. I was torn between bitumen or pellets, but I think pellets here, it's just fitting, it's just nice. And I found some nice modded power plants, or heating plants rather. That's that. And over here I fiddled a good half hour, 40 minutes or so, trying to install a coal power plant in here. It would work. It's pretty ugly. I don't want to destroy this here, so I went over the mountain, and where we have an absolute ton of bitumen here, and we're just gonna use bitumen to heat Stettin. It's really nice and convenient. We can place a bitumen plant here. There's one that's actually modeled after a real bitumen auxiliary power plant that is helping a nuclear reactor in case there's something wrong. They have to shut it down. They still need power, so that's the auxiliary power plant there. We're gonna build that here, and that's plenty for Stettin. It's actually way too much, but yeah, it's gonna be better oversized than undersized. And the two real charms about it are, number one, we get to use bitumen. Yeah, bitumen over fuel. Number two, we have a real nice connection system going from here to there and into Stettin, which is kind of important, because the longer these heating pipes are, the more you lose along the way. So that solves that situation, yeah, very nicely. And then over in the No Village, I didn't yet give it any consideration. We'll deal with that once we've done everything else. Right. I'm not sure if I can get it done in one episode. That's why I made the prelude, so you guys have the grand strategy, so to speak. And we're gonna get to work on it and probably finish next episode, but I'm not gonna milk it. We'll just go in there. Now, I thought about doing this live, but I'm gonna try. It shouldn't be too long. We're gonna enable this, which will prompt the game to reload. But that should be rather quick. I did finally upgrade my system, so yes, there we go. Rather quickly. And here we are back, and suddenly it's night for whatever reason. Oh no, it's still daylight, but somehow it looks differently. And now we have a temperature, it's 18 degrees, but we are in the middle of the day, so that is not really representative. And we're gonna do this build paused, because we need all the time for actually building these things. Right, did I forget anything? Let's quickly think. We have the fuel distribution. I'm gonna deal with that later. It's not that important. Currently everything works, so we need to focus on the big task. We don't need to micromanage too much. Yeah, I think I caught it all, and I think I explained it all. Right. Okay, so let's get to building. The heating stuff is under energy related, so we're gonna pick just a regular heating plant here. Provides 210 gigajoules of heat, which I have no clue how that translates. These houses actually don't tell you how much they need, I don't think. Unless I overlooked it somewhere. Megawatts, no, they just have a thermometer here. We can see if they're cold, but we don't see actually how much they use. But we even have space to expand here if we need it. I hope we don't, but if we do, it's not a big deal. Right, so the heating plant. That fits in here very nicely. I'm gonna try and place it so it's still reachable with a bus station. Actually, we can just do it like this. That should work out. Should that work out? What would be better? This way would be a little bit better because of the connections. They have less of a distance, but I think this here is just too good to pass up. Alright, so we need to adjust the footpath a little. I'll make this a straight connection. And then good to go. Like so. No, come on. I know you want to. There we go. We want this with 2 stilts, like so the footpath can go underneath nicely. And place you here. And then we'll build the footpath connection nice and straight. And then we'll redraw this connector here. I'm gonna buy this out. The rest can get built regularly. Okay, and for the building, obviously we'll need a road connection. I'll go with the gravel road, that should be fine. And I'm not gonna make anything fancy, we'll just go in here. And that can then get constructed. Alright, so now we have that. The next thing we need is obviously the pipe connections. I'm gonna work those backwards though. Backwards in the sense that I'm gonna install not the workshop items, where am I? The heat exchangers first. Yes, so heat exchangers will distribute the heat, much like electricity. You plop one down somewhere here and then you can have that heat distributed. And we're gonna need... If we can see, like, that's the way I checked. I don't know if there's a more elegant one, but I'll just took the heat exchanger and just run around the city with the mouse and then see where are connections. And where was that? Oh yeah. And then I saw where I need to build them. So it's pretty much that inner part. Lucky me, I'm late with this enabling. It used to be that you also need heat in all your production buildings, which is absolute pain in the you-know-where, because they are outside and they produce pollution, so you need to have them outside, and then you have to run a wire or pipeline mess that is beyond belief. I saw that with some other YouTubers, and my condolences to them for having to deal with it. For me, it's a little bit more convenient. Yes, so we want to cover most of this side of Berlin with one. So my thought was we'll place one here. That'll cover this part of Berlin nicely. We'll then have a redundancy. So we'll have one here for this side. Actually, maybe here. And I then need one... Yeah, no, that doesn't work. Okay, so we'll actually have one here, because we'll also have these tourist areas up here. They also want heat, obviously. So how far can we go away? Up to here. So we could place one like a little up the hill. Maybe here. That's going to cover the upper part of Berlin. I don't want to have it too tight. Up until the middle road. And then we can have a second one here covering the rest. That should work. If they're all overstrained, we could then plop one in here. Or we do that one here because it's just such a nice location for it. It just seems like it belongs here. Have that one built in here. That covers all of Berlin pretty much. And then just have the redundancy for the tourist area. Yeah, I think that's the way. That's the way we'll go. Okay, so I'll have this here. The other one... we can't build it here, we can't build it here. Yeah, we have to go somewhere onto the mountain here. It's a little annoying. Especially since you can't see anything with all those lines. So we'll have to redo power a little. Maybe just up here is fine. That should work out. Alright. And I did sacrifice a goat to the road gods, so that we might be able to draw a connection here. Yeah, but I should have sacrificed a rabbit, because goats are not appreciated apparently. Next time I know. Alright, so we have to redo this a little. We have to do a little bit of terraforming. That's okay. Hopefully not too much. We could also build the road in bit by bit. Just want to see where the problem is mostly. Actually, there isn't a problem. The game is inventing it. I'm going to smooth a little. Maybe we can get it to cooperate this way. Alright, so it won't cooperate, so we'll just build the road in small... Yeah, I think here is the problem mostly. That it's tilted to the side, so maybe we can convince it to play nice. Just level it out a little like so. That doesn't look too bad. I'll just go down the hill. Yeah. That looks pretty much like it is smooth. Little bump here, but then again, it's only for the fire tracks. And, of course, for the fire trucks, I mean, and for the building. Alright, so we have the one here. And then we need the second one. And those of you who are wondering why go through all the trouble bringing heat, it's just going to add micromanagement. That is not true. It does add micromanagement, yes, but it does add a gorgeous, gorgeous scene when there's the first snowfall in winter, and that is just too gorgeous to pass up. It's worth all the extra micromanagement in my eyes, anyway. I'd like to hear your opinion on this, but in my eyes, that is absolutely worth it. Actually, since we have some coverage up here, I'm gonna lean toward the right side a little. Like so. Might even... Hold on, we're here. Might even go over this side. That's not really necessary. We still have... yeah, we'll take this spot here. It's nice. Oh, of course you auto-save it. There we go. Okay, and then we need to redo power. As usual. We gotta be experts in that already. Is that enough? That is enough. And here we're not gonna do the dirt road. We're gonna obviously... Actually, I would like this to be a proper crossing. So maybe if we remove you, we can join in here, and we indeed can. Alright, so this can be built. And then we'll just bring it the power. Bring it to here. Don't know why I talk like Super Mario. But sometimes it comes out. And we go here. I'm going to lose some trees, which I'll remedy in a second, because I don't want this to be too visible. Beeches, I guess, or what? Which tree did we plant in here? Oh no, we planted acacia. Though acacias are more... oh, whatever. We'll go whooping masts here. One extra. One here. One here. Alright, so the citizens are not too confused. And then we plant maybe a beech or two just around this beautiful building. Okay, and we'll do a little bit of hiding up here. Not too much, but just so the building isn't too visible from the city. It's not too pretty a sight to look at. Good, okay, so we have those two set up, and we'll see if the construction officers can find it. Yes, they can. Here we need the road, but that's also found. And this one here as well. Alright, so things are moving along. Now the next step is piping. And again, I'm very fortunate that we are a little later into this, because it used to be that you cannot build the pipes on the ground, or had to use mods to do it, and now it's in the game. So you can actually just go underground for pipes, which makes it a lot easier. It's not so much about the problem laying the pipes. I mean, I don't mind that. It's part of the game. Actually kind of fun, if I wasn't constantly paranoid that my content is too boring when I do this on camera. That's not the problem, but it's just ugly as hell if you have too many pipes. It's absolutely disgusting. So, what do we want next is probably we have enough distance for a heat pumping station. So we're gonna place this in a nice central location, maybe here. But this here is experimental, so I'm not quite sure if that's the way I want to do it. Place you like here. How many connections do you have? Oh, that's actually convenient. So this way works, or this way. I didn't see all these connections. Alright, so we can place it pretty much here. Right, and then we'll see if that plan works out the way I want it to. So we can go underground here, up to you, and connect a big heating pipe here, and here. So far so good. So that can get constructed. And then we're gonna go underground, under the stadium. Yes, yes. And how far can we go? Pretty freaking far, okay? So we're gonna go up to here. And have you connect there. Okay, so we need to bring it up one. Too sharp of a turn. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Not. How about we come out here? The hill is causing an obstruction. What if we brought out the bare minimum and then it's too sharp of a turn? Okay, we could actually just retract this here a little. And just go underground a bit here, and we connect you, bring you up. You know what if we brought you up right here? Would that also be a problem then? Probably the curve is too tight. Yeah, it won't even talk to me. It won't even tell me what the problem is. Oh man, you're really ridiculous. That is not gonna work. Go away. So we're gonna go away. Okay, fine. So I will try and come out here and then do the big curve thing. That should then work. Bring you up one. And then big curve into... No, hill is causing obstruction. You know what? Your mama is causing obstruction. That's what's up. maybe we go here. And then curve is too strong. Okay, but from here to there we can then connect. Makes a lot of sense. Alright, so now we have this, and then we can just connect you here, but we're too tight there as well, so we gotta do this as well. Come up here, that should work, hopefully, please. Okay, so this can get constructed as well. Nice. Okay, and then we just need to come up to the power plant, pretty much. We're also going to do this underground. Ah, yes, we cannot. For some reason, these don't go underneath rails. Really strange, but that's the way it is. So we have to... bring this in a tight circle, actually. We'll have to bring it here. And I'm gonna save meters, not for the sake of saving money, but for the sake of preserving the heat. Okay, and then we're gonna come up here. Try and bring this around with enough stilts so it does look decent. Let's go around here. That looks okay. Presentable to me. We'll then bring you 1, 2, 3 down. It's nice we get that second still. Oh, there we are, okay. Then we're gonna underneath connect you up to here and connect you and you, and that can then get built. Ooh, that's gonna be some expensive stuff, and certainly gonna take a minute. Okay, now we have problem, but it's not problem, we make curve. Alright. No problem anymore, and now this can get built. We'll see how that works out. I hope it does work out, but we'll see. Okay, sip of tea. Much better. I'm drinking red tea, by the way, for that, for this replay. Yeah, replay. Let's play. Because we are the Soviet Republic, right? You gotta do it. Either you do it or you don't. Okay, so of course it doesn't matter. You can drink chamomile, whatever you like. Okay, we got this done now. Okay, so Berlin might have heat or might not, depending on if our piping here will be successful. Maybe the goat sacrifice will help us in that regard. The next city to get is Messina and then Stettin. In Messina, again, I did the same scientific method. I picked up a heat exchanger and scrolled it over the map. That's what city planners do. And so yeah, that works out all very nicely. I could actually build a power plant in a way that it would supply here, but I feel that's asking a little too much from the citizens. So we will just plop the heat exchanger somewhere in this area, next to the cinema, isolated by trees, and then run a pipe to it. And here we're gonna need our first modded heating plant, and there's a couple of good ones, by the way, but I only picked the 3. There's one that I want to find a use for, because it's just so gorgeous. This here will have, it's not visible now. This is actually a real power plant as well, apparently in Zurich, in Switzerland. And this area that currently looks grassy, that I can't show it to you. Actually, I can't show it. I can just place it somewhere and then delete it again, right? Just need to find some area I don't really care about. There. So this cemented area here is going to be the stockpile for wood. So it's going to have stockpile of wood here, and there's going to be trucks or whatever that bring it in. And it has 1,000,001 power connections. But it's just so nicely done, so nicely made. and it resembles a real building, so I really want to find a use for it, but it's absolutely oversized from Messina to a point where I cannot justify building it. So we're going to go with a small wooden plant here. Yeah, sometimes I wish my channel was much bigger, so I have a way to show some love to these guys making the mods, guys and girls probably, because this really is what brings this game to life. Without the mods, things would be a lot more tedious sometimes, and you just wouldn't have these solutions to do things pretty, and to do things your way in a sense, and to give this a little more flavor, a little more variety. And that is really what makes the game. It's already fun, but that's just the cherry on top, and it's due to that work these guys and girls and do just for free, just in their time, because they enjoy the game and they just have some time, some Photoshop skills or whatever you need to do this, Blender skills. And yeah, sometimes I wish I had the opportunity to, I don't know, invite somebody on stream and have them explain a little what they did, or just show them some love and some exposure, but maybe it's gonna come eventually. Right, so wood we have over here, and I'm thinking just some distribution center is gonna be fine. And oh, this thing needs workers though, right? Yes. Ah, yeah, I am. Yeah. The plan was to have it here. Maybe here was the plan. Yes. The workers can then reach it. Or do we just go here? No, it's too close with the pollution. No, I don't like it. We'll place this in here. And have a little auxiliary storage, even though how much storage do you have? You can store 380 tons of wood. So just a truck bringing this stuff over here should be absolutely enough. So we'll go here and we'll even rearrange the power lines, because I just enjoy rearranging power lines so much. That's what I live for. Yes, but first we need to delete the power lines, so we can then rearrange the power lines. That's what we learned watching Batman, right? Why do we delete the power lines? So we can rearrange. Okay, and now I don't know what's wrong with me today. I had my second COVID vaccination, so maybe that's the problem. I just seem to have a... It's like I ate the corny jokes book. But it's not gonna last forever, I can assure you. Okay, well, we'll build you right to here. We don't have power, ironically. We need power. What we're gonna do to fix this? We have power here. Do we run a separate power line just for this joker here? Or do we build you up here? It's just gonna add a couple meters. So maybe? No, it's actually gonna add a lot of meters. Okay, no, they're completely inflexible in case we need to actually attach a storage. So we'll try it here. And I will try passing the street. Excellent, that does work. I can then just join in here. Perfect. And I'm not gonna... Actually, these can also get constructed. Don't mind this. Good, so now we need to reconnect the power. For that one, we won't wait though. For the power reconnection, we're gonna go straight. You know what, we can actually come around the building here a little. Yes, that'll work. So we can just come in here tightly. So, and now please work with me. No, you're not working with me. How about we cancel this? Stop it. Yep, that looks pretty good. Now we're gonna come over here. Cancel this a bit. Come over yonder, and that should then connect in here. Nice! As if I had planned it. Very, very nice. Alright. This here can get constructed by our office over here. Let's see if that actually will work. Can we forbid construction offices from going there? Because I really don't want Berlin to concern itself with this here. Is there a way to do that? Not here. What if we remove Berlin? It'll just reassign itself, right? It's gonna search and search, and eventually, yeah, there it goes. Is there a way? Construction office cancel. Nope, doesn't really look like it. So the only way to solve it is to have search construction sites off and do it all manually, which is crazy. I'm not gonna do that. So Berlin can help here, even though it's gonna slow down the heavy construction in Berlin, but I guess we can stomach that a little. Berlin is very efficient, and I think they're through with all the other things, so we should be good. Alright, so now we need the heat exchanger, and like I said, I'm gonna hide this away a little here. Should get all the buildings. If I move it over, it won't change much. So you can go here. We will then have a we'll then have an underground pipe connection, maybe from here over to the plant. I want it a little bit visible, so we're gonna come up here, because I'm gonna forget all about this, and it's good if we have a chance to see it, just like here. Alright, just in case there needs to be some adaptation, some changes, it's good if I can see that where the actual pipeline is. Now we're gonna plant a couple beaches just along the cinema a little bit to hide this ugly building. They can see the pipe entry, but the building itself is not so interesting. Maybe a second round, like loosely around here. Okay, and some to fade it out a bit like this. Okay. Right, nice. Okay, so we have Messina potentially heated. We have Berlin potentially heated. And we're now gonna actually construct all of this here, except for the statue, because we don't have. Do we cancel? No, we don't. We'll just let him build. We'll just let him go. I mean, they're busy here. We have a lot of construction potential. It's okay. We're gonna make it. I mean, we're only in March, so it should be possible. Good. And now what's left is Stettin. Stettin. We have the bus stop is over here, so let's see where we're gonna place that plant. No. Mod heating plants. Bitumen. We could move the rail a little. Could move the rail. We could add its own. How many workers do you need? You can have up to 50, but we're not even gonna need 15 maybe. So we don't really have too many workers here. We definitely have too much fuel here though. So a little bit of a conundrum. You know what? Since I won't be finishing connecting Stettin this episode anyway, because that's going to take a minute, I'll just take a break here and think through where I'm going to place the bitumen plant. I'm going to do that one next episode together. I just want to take a quick look over here to see if there's any adjustments necessary. The road has been built. This here will then eventually get built. Unemployment is high. These here should be... Well, actually it's not too bad, but yeah, we have too many. Do we solve this with money? No, we don't. We don't. We'll just leave it as is. Alright, so here we're okay. Here I'm just gonna actually buy out this a little bit. And then let's see, is the office constructing this? Yeah, you... Do we need this? Not really. We'll like this here though. I'll construct these two, and then the offices can construct here. Alright, so now we have a working, sort of, connection to dry goods and cement. So next thing we need to do is bring power here. Yes, and let's quickly check Gorzin if they can still keep up with the supplies. Looking decent here. We don't have enough cement. That's the problem. Okay. For some reason... because I didn't adjust it. I am a retard. Unload. I forgot. You know what? You pick the cement back from here. That can be used to load, and we're going to empty this again. That's a little quick fix. And that should send these trucks on the way. I'm going to have to buy out... I was wondering, like, why is it so slow? I'm going to buy out, like, 50 tons, is not too bad. And this can then produce a little bit more concrete. What's the bitumen doing? Okay, we don't need any more purchases here. Right, so we need to set up a connection to Berlin for the cement. Question is, do we go all the way here? Or do we fetch it here? Going all the way here would have potential that we build a shortcut to it. For now, though, they would have to... Well, they couldn't come here. They already have a shortcut. Alright, so we'll take this one. Oh, it's gonna be gorgeous, man. With the rain and then the season changes, the snow. It's gonna be absolutely fantastic. Alright, we're gonna load... from here, and we're gonna do this when there's at least 10% in there. Good. That will do it finally for the episode. We accomplished a little, I'm thinking. We now need to finish all these construction sites, and we're in the middle of March, so I'm kind of hopeful. But it's going to be tight because we have all these underground constructions, and there might be mistakes in it. So we might have to correct a little, or yeah, it's going to be a little tight. But I'm convinced we can at least provide heat to the majority of the population, and that is really what counts, right? The needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. Oh man, yeah, today my head is just spinning with smart comments. You guys have a wonderful day. Sorry for clapping. See you around for the next episode.